You was at the buT fight versus Canelo, and you and Maino bumped into each other. That shit going viral. Like,
Yeah, like I was saying, that shit was cordial. It wasn't nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it'd be too much overhyped shit, and then other niggas will crash out, and like I just posted that really to say like a lot of times niggas shouldn't be willing to die or kill over no shit that at the end of the day niggas gonna see each other and fucking shake hands. In 100 years, nigga, we'll all be dead. So none of this shit won't even matter. A lot of times it just be pride that got in the way. And, he said some shit. I guess he thought he was defending his man, I felt the weight. Like, you see, we had a cool rapport. Every time nigga would hit me to come and do a feature, I would do a feature. I think he did one for me. I came and did videos and shit for free at a time when I'm charging niggas and shit. So it was just like funny stuff for now you fuck with a nigga that's going against me. I wouldn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't, nigga, if I got a song with a nigga, I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Like doing no other shit. Nigga, I didn't sign with Rick Ross just because 50 Cent was one of my favorite rappers.
You was at
For this made smoother than your smoothest criminal. Shamo, about that money, what we get into. Shamo, about that money, get residuals. Shamo.
What it do, people? You're now tuned in.
Popovich.
Popovich.
Popovich
Popovich
TV.
TV.
Oh yeah.
We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. To everybody else, you already know. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. It's Chano and TroY, aka Maino, right? And we know that he started that. He coined that terminology. And on this channel, we coin a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? We be having our own vocabulary and shit. And sometimes we just be fucking the words up, keeping it a buck, right? But yesteryear or a few years ago when the whole, fiasco was going on, well, Taxstone went to prison, the whole shit at the hotel or whatever shit was. They had their little spat, right? And, Maino popped up after being cool, etc., with the chain on, and thus we have the chain on. And I thought it was funny. I gave my spin on it a few times, how I thought it was a sucker move, not a real nigga move. For people that, say they from, I was about to say claim, but obviously Maino is from the streets, did time, etc. His background could be checked. He ain't the realest nigga alive, an illest nigga in Nebraska. But nonetheless, people, say he, get down and all that, like a lot of us do. That's why I often quote Connie, old time I met him my first bid when he was telling me the story. Side note, this is my show. I said I'm not going to be long, but y'all know I could talk, right? So he like, they in the yard rolling dice and sing, This is way back in the days. When I met Mr. Connie, he was like 73, and this was 94, so you do the math. He playing chess. He like, yeah. So a young brother was in there acting all zealous and all that, right? And he had to tell a young brother, like, listen, young blood, like, we all killers in here. So you don't gotta, show your teeth, raise your hair up like a cat do it and act like you something that we're not. Because we're all killers in here, right? And so just pump the brakes. Roll the fucking dice. Roll your ace, roll your deuce, and step to the side. So that's just side note. It's plenty killers all over the world, real niggas, people that's tough and all that. But far as street ethics, which it ain't really none, if you just finding out, then that's cool, but it ain't no real street ethics. But anyway, I thought it was a sucker move. A lot of people did because they were supposed to be cool. They did songs together, etc. Anyway, fast forward, what we talking about? TroY Ave went to prison, danced in the courtroom, did all type of shit, right? And then they ran into each other at some fight or some event. Had the brand new baby. I was wondering what fight it was, etc. So I'm like, who brings a newborn, or relatively a newborn, to an event like that? I guess he does. He said, he brought, front row seats or whatever for the whole family. They took a vacation, woo, woo, woo. And I'm definitely not going to tell no individual that did time, especially a significant amount of time, how to live or how to enjoy themselves once they come home from prison. That's where that feeling comes from. When I say that, that's coming home. That's getting your first nut off when you never had, even if it was masturbation and you never had that. From that's getting married, that's passing the test, that's getting the position that you was fighting your ass off for, and you finally got it. That's that feeling, right? So that's how he wanted to celebrate with his family and come out to the fight. Then cool. But what happens is when you online and you talking crazy, you know what I mean, and you not sending threats, but you talking crazy. You know what I mean? You making jokes, you trolling, woo, 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 ah, ah, ah. It's possible you're going to run into people. And that's why I always be careful what I say on the channel as far as disrespect or what could be deemed as disrespect. I mean, I'm going to stand on, you know, what it is. But if I be like, I see where you took it wrong and I didn't really mean it like that, then I meant it like this. There's nothing wrong with grown men, you know, hashing differences out, or if you get pressed, I put those quotations with something you said in the real life. You know what I'm saying? Like you outside, you said some shit, and you be like, yo, what up, homie? Like Ack was saying Jim Jones ran down on him and stuff like that. And you may have to, you know, stand on what you said online. So with that being said, he got the baby in his hand. Y'all seen the video. Exchange, it's a real quick exchange. You know what I'm saying? Looked like two men hashing out what have possibly could have been differences, but they really was cool even before, you know, all the, you know, the confrontation or the beef took place. But what had people scratching their heads and like, what am my eyes is telling me something different than what I'm seeing, or I'm reading something different than what I'm seeing, and I kind of beg to differ. So anyway, that TroY Ave put that up and he said, boom, I'm gonna read it out. Even though Hassan was like, he didn't want to read the bubblegum shit. He thought niggas should have gave the baby, you know what I mean, to somebody else. They should have fought, embarrassed themselves, you know what I mean, right in front of millions. There's a fight going on in the ring when you came to pay your money, but you gonna watch two niggas fight, two old school rappers. Because even though Maino was older than TroY Ave, they basically old school rappers now. Like I don't even think nobody checking for them. You know what I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm not rushing to check for them, right? So two rappers that had beef. We came here to see a professional fight. We end up seeing these niggas fight, right? Like, so that's what Hassan Campbell was saying. Like, I don't respect it. I'm not gonna read it, but I'm gonna read it. And the reason why I'm gonna read it is because, like, I did read it, and I'm like, damn, I don't see how people saying they don't get what he's saying. I get told it. I know I only got a GED. I can count 1, 2, 3, and I went through ABE. That's not a rap. That's the truth, right? Anyway, like I saw Chano at the fight. I was chilling, brought floor seats for the whole family. We kept it cordial, no disrespect. In fact, he even called me Mr. Ave, right? We didn't crash out or mess up the money. That's very important, right? Because you got to feed your family. You know, we know niggas crash out and fuck up the bag all the time. And we sit there and scratch our heads, the broke niggas, right? Because if you ain't got their money, then you probably ain't, you know what I mean? So it's like, damn, why they wait to get the bag to do all this hard work and then crash out and lose the money? Doesn't make sense. Because people every day is crashing out to try to get money, not lose it once you get it. It's a big, big difference. So the issue started, so he basically said that. He did call him Chano because he started it, you know what I mean? So it was like a troll, it's funny, no disrespect. You did pull out the chain and say, thought I might have to show these little niggas and style on them like, Ben had your bum ass chain. So that's not TroY Ave starting that. That's this nigga coming online, thinking he pulling a cool move, sitting in the Maybach, and a lot of us guys that's also from the streets is like, no, it's not the flex you think it is, my guy. You looking kind of funny style. And so you got named Chano. All right, cool. So the issue started when I said, oh, my bad, got me ABE. That's adult basic education for those that didn't know when I said what it means. So the issue started when he said I was his bro. That we were cool, but he started rocking with someone who was publicly hating on me. If we were really cool and bros, like he said, I felt like he shouldn't have ever done that, especially to someone he did features and videos with for free. Basically like, yo, I did some shit for him for free. Woo, we was developing, I thought we was cool. To add insult to injury, later on he did some foul, sneaky, theft bum shit by picking up a chain, pocketing a chain, and dropped while disarming, beating the shit out of his best friend, hater, friend. You know what I mean? That's how he earned the name Chano. When I got locked up, he was screaming free TroY Ave, knowing he stole the chain the whole time. So basically, he like, When I get locked up for this situation, and he end up getting bailed, and he end up doing his time, he like, this nigga out like, yo, free TroY Ave, and acting like they cool again. Yet, in the back door, you got the chain.
I'm gonna show you what it is. I've been holding.
Listen, I didn't know or care who the thief was. Who the thief was. Sometimes you lose shit when you're getting busy. In fact, the chain wasn't even mine. Long story short, he had a difference in opinion on what happened that night, and I said, how the fuck would he know when he ran out of his shoes? In response, Chano pops up revealing that he and his friends were preserving and wearing the fake chain for 7 years. So when I violated OD and it blew up in his face, again, hence the name Chano. So basically, he's just like, yeah, you know, he ran. I had a difference of opinion on how the shit went down. He had, y'all know the whole situation. So he's just recapping on how they got up to where they just ended up at. With that said, Chano ain't only the industry nigga who did what most real niggas would consider sucker shit, like I just said. And I didn't even have to read his response to say that. That was my own take on what happened. But not to lose sight of my real issue which always was with Ratstone, aka Taxstone. My pride made me look sideways at all those so-called real niggas doing fake shit. That's when I realized loyalty in the rap is a big myth than the streets. So don't expect it or take shit personal. To be honest, I really wanted to tell him my condolences for his mom's passing. I'm going to say condolences because I didn't know, right? Passing, but at the time, my pride wouldn't let me. Moral of the story, streets is a myth. We know that. If you don't know that, I said that plenty of times. Don't kill or die over this shit or believe the hype in most situations. Even after bloodshed, thugs, and Lucy shook hands in the end, we all treat people with respect, mind our business, and protect the money because being broke is disrespectful in itself. I didn't see an issue with the post showing the love or, you know, the unexpected greeting, meeting, right? And again, with a brand new baby, a newborn, etc., his baby girl, right? He got a daughter. What was he supposed to do? Seeing like he caught you off guard, so if he wanted, he could have crashed out too. But crash out, you're gonna look like a sucker. And catching a man off guard, to me, always was sucker shit. You know what I mean? I get it. We all did it. And I'm gonna stall on this nigga because you want to try to get the drop. It's all love and war, you know, and love and warfare, right? So, you know, it ain't no rules really. You know what I mean? We're gonna jump you. We're gonna sneak you. We're gonna do whatever we got to do to try to win and not leave with the L. So he could have attacked him, but we would have still looked at the footage in the video like, damn, he did that shit while he had a newborn in his house? And we would have lost all respect or whatever respect that you may have had left for Maino, right? You would have been like, oh, that's some grimy bum-ass Brooklyn shit he did, right? And you could be mad at me all you want, Brooklyn, but I know y'all niggas is grimy. Some of y'all niggas is low down, greasy and grind, shifty, low down. Like, that shit shouldn't even be a Queen song. That shit should have been a Brooklyn song. And I say that respectfully because I know mad Brooklyn niggas. And even when I was locked up, I hung with a lot of them more than Harlem niggas. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was the robber in me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, people would have been like, that was some low down, greasy, grimy shit. For you to stall on a nigga, beef or no beef, he got the baby in his hand. Shit ain't got nothing to do with it. And you know, women and the kids supposed to be respected, right? Right. But instead, you know, shook his hand, gave him the hug, touched the shoulder or whatever. You know, they talk like men. Stepped out, maybe he said congratulations, who knows, welcome home. Again, they was once cool. They own songs together. So people be always, you know, that's why I was kind of scratching my head a little bit with the Hassan Campbell response, like, I don't respect it, and some, you know, woo. And I'm like, well, you know, people happy to see Cam and Mason Meta get back together. We want to see, you know, Dame and them make up. We want to see The Rock get back together. It's The Rock in here, like, as opposed to seeing them beefing online, etc., etc. So, you know, my thing is, why when they don't crash out, is it an issue? Now, I get it. If you didn't read the whole thing, or your reading comprehension is bad, and like Jada said, y'all got embarrassed in the class when the teacher used to make y'all read, Like, you got embarrassed, so we get it. You couldn't read that. He said it was all love. They seen each other. He explained what had happened. And then at the end, he like, the streets is a myth. The rules and regulations, the law, the unsaid written laws, all that shit is a myth. And also a lot of people is phony in the industry. But let's respect everybody. Let's not lose the bag. And let's keep it respectful. Because in 100 years, I think on another post, it's like niggas ain't, I think it was the phone call. Somebody had called them up or whatever. He like, in 100 years, niggas ain't gonna remember none of this, nothing. We all gonna be out of here. That's why I often say, do you ever think about when you out of here? Right, your record deal, your video, your Mercedes Benz, your days as being a, internet troll and being the man, you out of here. And we all gonna go. And none of us knows. So could it be a little growing up that he done? Could be. I mean, jail will make you, people say when you in the mountains, you can see the world clearer. You can see the path more clear. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid.